The analyst Adam Jonas is bullish on Tesla's supercomputer Dojo, which is powered by artificial intelligence, and believes it puts the EV maker at an asymmetric advantage in a $10 trillion total addressable market. Jonas also raising his price target on the stock to $400 from $250 per share. So that one of the latest moves here around Tesla, and said specifically investors have been debating for a while whether it's an auto company or a tech company. He believes it's both and sees the biggest value driver being from software and services revenue for Tesla.
And this is a big note coming from Adam Jonas on this particular thesis here. He puts the total addressable market of whatever this is at $10 trillion. I guess the market for the supercomputer for artificial intelligence in general, and talks about adding up to $500 billion to that Tesla enterprise value. That's how he arrives then at the price target increase, which is sizable here. And this supercomputer that I guess Musk has talked about in the past, but this is the first time that Jonas and his team have really dug into it and tried to figure out what it could mean for the company. He likens it to what AWS did for Amazon, as perhaps what Dojo can do for Tesla.
Well, Musk has said the same thing similarly before, saying that it makes sense to offer Dojo as a service. So perhaps kind of similar to what we've seen with AWS. There's also going to be a lot of data that's being able to be leveraged and going to be leveraged from Dojo. It's basically AI machine learning, and for video training, using the video data coming from its fleet of vehicles is how the company has described it in the past. And that amount of data, especially across the fleet of Tesla vehicles, that could be kind of integrated in anything from insurance processes all the way through just making the driving experience that much more safe, and perhaps push over-the-air updates as necessary once they get certain data points.
Yeah, and also Tesla is in focus this week because the new Elon Musk biography is coming out. Walter Isaacson's book. I spent part of the weekend reading the various reviews of the book, the various Q&As with Walter Isaacson as well. And one of the first news items to come out of the book was this idea that Musk had blocked Starlink access for the Ukrainian military, effectively preventing them from a sneak attack on the Russian submarine fleet at one point during the conflict between the two countries. Since then, there's been sort of some clarifications coming out. Maybe Musk made the change previously and didn't notify the Ukrainian military. It's whatever the case may be, Isaacson portrays him as being uncomfortable with the role that he now occupies in that conflict because of the way that the military has been using Starlink, which is kind of interesting. He also portrays him, not that this is a huge newsflash to anyone, as very mercurial. And in a Q&A I read, describes the sort of different modes: dark mode, demon mode, he describes it. And then I think there was another one that was like idea mode or something more genius mode or whatever, where he's coming up and working with ideas. But definitely both a pivotal character in the development of electric vehicles in the US, but also a volatile one.
Yeah, well, a mercurial mind that you don't want to see in retrograde ever. Even as you think about all of the different pieces that Musk is moving around and across, whether it's SpaceX or Neuralink or Tesla, of course, or X, and whatever that will become, and the integration of all of these in one way or the other. Dare I say, Boring Company and their flamethrowers. It's really remarkable in many instances because it's eye-catching to people that all of this points back to one figure, but at the same time, it's a larger question of, okay, with that power, where will many of the ideas that have come forward be put forward to good use and good civic responsibility as well? And that's where I think it's become a little bit more murky.